ninjas, how are you guys doing? It's your girl Owamie was already aka Miss Fair Focal, bring back for our entertainment. If the first time joining me, almost definitely welcome. Please do make sure that I subscribe and obviously hit the bell. I absolutely love you, and do not forget follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Is it boldly Owamie? Now, my ninjas, today is National Shutdown Days, the national strike. Now, of course, this is Julius Malema's movement. I would say that he's the one that started this. Obviously, him and the EFF, they're the ones that are saying that, look, okay, my value the country is too much, it's too much what we're actually going through. Now, I'm gonna go and just explain to you guys some of the stuff that have been going on. Some video, I don't know if I'll have some footage or I'll put some footages at the end, but I do want you guys to just understand what is going on. So basically, Nlhanhla, who I really honestly do not know what this guy stands for at this particular moment, because at first I thought like he was a fighter, that was fighting for like just put South Africans first, which is a movement I highly stand with. I do personally believe that every single country should put its people before other people. I don't think that it's anything different from what other countries are doing for their countries, so why should it be different for South Africa? And so I don't know if he's part of the ANC or not, but I can tell you he's not part of the EFF, and he has been sort of like beefing when it comes to like Malema. So he actually said that this is not going to happen. If he has to arrest Julius Malema himself, then he is going to do so. Even went as low down, dirty, and trifling as to talk about Malema's wife, and he claims that Malema's wife loves him. Now, of course, you guys, I feel like he was saying those stuff because he just wanted to make sure that Malema was pissed the crap off. Y'all know how much Malema literally loves his wife. You can say a lot about that guy, but that guy loves his wife. So do I believe what Nlhanhla is saying? No, I don't believe so. I think maybe she might be cordial towards him. Do I think like she loves him like how he was saying? I don't think so. Okay, now it does seem like since last night Nlhanhla has been out there making sure that there will be no strike or Soweto, I guess the section where he's at, and he's saying that he was working with law enforcement throughout the night to make sure that obviously that does not happen. He claims that now that the EFF saw that they actually failed, they decided that they were going to go. I'm so sorry, guys, I'm on my phone. I'm actually trying to get some information for you guys. That's why I'm actually looking down. But he was actually saying that since they were there throughout the night, the EFF saw that they were losing, and what they decided to do was actually go and bomb his house. So basically, he tweeted this: my house just got hit with 2 bombs. All my neighbors' windows are shattered. Imagine my house. We beat the EFF at their own game on the streets by defending Soweto brilliantly with the all law enforcement on our side. So obviously that's not my English, that's his English. So they bomb and kill my entire family because they lost. Now obviously when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? They killed his whole family. Like I was literally starting to panic, and I'm like, but no, all his family allegedly is fine. And there's also this video.
We're at the home of Nlhanhla here in Pimville, Soweto, and we understand that his house was petrol bombed a little earlier. This is the spot that we believe the bomb hit. The house is though unharmed, untouched, so it seems all is well apart from this, but the area has been cordoned off. There's police tape, quite a heavy police presence here, and police continue to make their way around the area here that seems to be a hot spot. So the house has been cordoned off, and even the street at the very beginning has been cordoned off as well.
Now obviously it doesn't look like the house even caught on fire.
I just want to hear from you, Oti. When did you learn about this, and how's your family doing, and what do you think might have been the reason that your house was
The reason is simple. Let's start with the reason. The reason is EFF people. The EFF people, they can't take defeat. They want to shut down a country. Some of us want to defend our country. We defend our communities. We beat them on the streets the whole night because our team is in collaboration with all law enforcement, so they don't stand a chance. So we managed to clean the streets the whole night. Literally, I was posting every hour. I was informing the world every hour. So they knew that when it comes to Soweto, they're not winning. So at about a few minutes past 4 a.m., I received calls from the entire neighborhood saying that, listen, there's massive bombs and gunshots going off, and we think it's at your house. And then in the same breath, I received calls from people in my house and saying, listen, we don't know what to do because there's a bomb that hit the roof and there's a second explosion now in the yard. So they thought the one that's outside was actually in the yard. You look at all my neighbors' windows, they're all shattered. So you can just imagine that the quality or the quality of bombs. Why? Because he's a person that loves his community and defends it from politicians who think that they can ransack the community every time they've got political differences with other politicians. Why is this not happening in Hyde Park? Why is this not happening in Hyde Park Corner? Julius Malema's house is next door, Hyde Park Corner. Why every time there's political feud in this country, the townships must suffer? So when we, the leaders of the township, rise and defend the Gogos, because when the Gogos went to bed, I promised them, you will wake up with Soweto the way you left it when you went to bed. And I kept my promise. Look around. Look around. Do you see smokes everywhere, smoke and fires burning? The answer is no. Why? Because some of us were working with the police endlessly, tirelessly, and making sure that we perform the duties of being a responsible citizen and defending our communities. We're successful with making arrests, and some of the arrests we made, we then realized after the fact that it's actually EFF executives that we arrested. So perhaps it's some of the things that are frustrating them. They're getting frustrated because that they thought the township is not united. They can come here and do their political nonsense. So when they found the township united, and even worse, united with the police, they got frustrated. The best thing to do is this young man that is prioritizing all this community, let's rather go kill his family and throw 2 bombs in his house. Let me tell you on record, I know when Julius Malema's kid goes to school, Julius decided to take his kids to a school that I went to, damn it. I'm an old boy at that school. So if I was a weak thinker, I'd want to go retaliate and maybe how's about I kill his whole family. But I'm not that type of a human being. I'm actually a quality human being. I'm going to actually continue the efforts of working with the police and with our government.
They're alleging that it was petrol bombs, not necessarily like grenade and stuff. And so now the sort of like some people that are asking, like, was this for clout? Was this what is actually going on? Why is the police there for a hole that looks like a dog just dug up, and all that chende? Now obviously I'm sure that it would have been a very scary situation if obviously everything that is being said here is the truth. Do I think that if the EFF really wanted to kill Nlhanhla's whole family, they would have failed? Absolutely not. I feel like they would have definitely used real bombs, so at this point the police are obviously, I personally feel like with the government, they're out there in the streets making sure that the strike does not go through and everything. And so for me, I don't trust the ANC anymore. I also just don't trust people that have any association with the ANC like that, and the reason for that is because not so long ago, we all thought there was a nigger called Tabo, the Facebook rapist, that was killed in a prison cell, only to find out that they are now actually saying that the cops were tested allegedly and it was not even him, So I don't know anything, like I don't know what to believe at this point, but me just using my brain, I feel like if it was the EFF and the EFF really wanted to kill his whole family, I feel like they definitely could have. They would have definitely used a real bomb, or they would have made sure that, they are carrying more than just 2. And the one petrol bomb, like they missed, and all it did was fall on the outside, not even inside the yard. For me, just does not make too much sense. But I do wish his family speedy recovery, even though they may not be physically harmed. I'm sure that they're definitely emotionally harmed, and so my heart definitely goes out to them, and of course Nlhanhla at the same time. And as I said, guys, I am not a fan or a hater of Nlhanhla. I'm not a fan or a hater of Julius Malema. I'm someone that I do actually believe that I can like you, or I can be cordial with you, agree with you with certain topics that I agree with, disagree with you on certain topics that I don't agree with you. So I do believe that put South Africans first, and I disagree with Malema saying that all the borders should go down. However, I do have to say that I actually do agree with what EFF is actually doing right now and today with the national shutdown. The load shedding, or the, obviously the electricity crisis at this point in our country is just ridiculous. And it is quite shocking as to how the national shutdown comes and all of a sudden we've got uncapped electricity. I was actually talking about this on TikTok, and some people were laughing at me when I said it feels like a crime to have so much electricity. I don't even know what to do with electricity. Now, you guys know I do have an inverter, but with an inverter you cannot cook with it, or mine, I can't cook with my inverter. Yes, the lights will be on sharp and everything, but I cannot cook with the inverter. So there are certain things that I am still limited, and again, just because I can afford an inverter does not mean that majority of South Africans can even afford to get an inverter. That thing is not cheap. It is very expensive, and it consumes your electricity like crazy. It's so crazy how ever since I bought the inverter, my electricity bill went up. And mind you guys, were going hours and hours with no electricity. So everything is just honestly a mess. How am I getting less electricity but my bill is all the way up there, and I stay by myself? And so I don't understand honestly, like, how people that stay with actual families are actually going about it or coping. Because I also saw that there was someone that was talking about how there was a helper that whenever she would have a fight with her madam, the moment her madam goes to work, she would just on the geyser, and the geyser would be on the whole day, and that was a way of punishing her because of electricity. Imagine somebody actually doing that to you right now. Like, you is not surviving that chandish bubu, you is not, and so it's not only just that. I did hear that they want Ramaphosa to step down, which again I will go ahead and ask, what is Ramaphosa doing for us? I saw a clip of Juju saying that it's like men on top and doing nothing. Very disappointing, my darling. Okay, if you is a man that can be able to go on top and do nothing, you just deserve jail time. Okay, you should be jailed. And so I honestly do agree with Julius Malema and the EFF this time, and I feel like I wish this would have been a strike where like everybody joined in. If it was close by from where I am, I was definitely going to join. Sure, we were gonna have a water bottle and maybe an iron drip, because you all know I'm still recovering, but something was gonna have to give, because I do believe in the cause and what they're actually doing. I did go out today and I was just looking at my neighborhood, and there's nothing, but yeah, police are everywhere, like they're just patrolling like nobody's business. So I guess that it won't come this side because it is the suburbs, and I feel like a lot of people are just in their houses and they're just like, I'm gonna rest today. But if it was somewhere where I could be able to go, I feel like I was definitely going to go in and join in on this, because I do believe in the cause, and that is me as a law-abiding citizen in this country. The things that have been happening are just absolutely crazy. The same police and the soldiers, because they literally even got soldiers, like Julius Malema won. Okay, whether they want to admit it or not, that man has literally won, because how are you gonna be out there like getting the military out? I saw videos, I don't know if obviously those are old videos, but people were actually saying that, this is what they did now in order to stop, or rather try prevent the protests and everything, which is absolutely crazy. But as I was saying, the same police, the same soldiers and all that, the metro, most of them, you guys, if they are just using their salaries and they're not doing their they're doing the job businesses, you guys know what I'm talking about. Their salaries can't even afford them to buy inverters. They can't. So you will find that, yes, at work they're driving those Beamer with the blue lights and everything. When this person goes home, they don't even have a proper car, because they're not even getting paid like that. Do you understand? And this is no jab or anything. I'm just trying to say sometimes it's quite difficult to be a black person and fight another black person to try and make the country you're living in better. That's also going to benefit you as well. You understand? Because it's not like when electricity goes, they are saying, oh, that's a police house, there's gonna be electricity. That's no, it goes for all of us. Small businesses are struggling so much. So many businesses are closing down due to load shedding, because it just is so much extra cost to run a business, you understand, and especially have to get either inverters or also have to get generators. This stuff are not cheap. I managed to get one that was 8,500, and still, guys, for a normal South African, 8,500 rands to remove it from not a lot of people have it, and that's the fact, you understand. So those that are a little bit privileged will obviously be able to continue and enjoy themselves because they will make provision, but what about like the disadvantaged that cannot? We have got old women and our grandmothers, our grandfathers that are dying because the machines which are for oxygen are switching off due to load shedding. It's just disgusting, everything that is going on. And so I'm just looking at this police up and down. I'm just like, this is some foolery for me. We should all actually be out there in them streets to show the ANC that we're actually really serious and we're sick and tired of their nonsense, But anyway, go ahead and comment down below what you guys think of this whole situation. And I think that maybe if this the last thing that I'll say is that, guys, did you know that you can just be a person that is neutral with someone, and you know that you will agree with them with certain stuff and you will disagree with them with certain stuff? It doesn't mean that if you are an ANC supporter, you shouldn't support this particular cause just because it's EFF or it's Julius Malema. If it's something that's also going to benefit you, the fact that the ANC is so corrupt, that's something that we all cannot deny. The fact that when Julius Malema was talking about this, all of a sudden we've got so much electricity, you ask yourself, like, okay, then is the reports that actually came from the CEO of Eskom, the one that just got fired, where he was talking about how all this is man-made, how billions and millions are being squandered and at the expense of us and majority black South Africans, because we all know them white people have got their inverters and generators and okay, a lot of them do, suburbs and everything, they are sorted. The same members of ANC that are in parliament, there was like millions that were spent in making sure that their homes are well generated, so they're not facing the same struggles that we are facing out here, regular Joes. And so I think that that's just one of those things to say, don't just be a blind follower. That's why I always say, even with me here, it's a free space. As long as you're respectful, you can agree with me, you can disagree with me. That is great, because if we agreed on everything, then it will be fake, you understand? And so personally, I just know I am supporting Julius Malema on this. But anyway, go ahead and comment down below what you guys think. I love you, ninjas. Stay blessed, and I will see you guys in my next upload. Bye, ninjas.